Hey, if you guys want to have some fun with the frog this fall, it's one of my favorite things to throw, and I'm about to fill you in on everything you need to know about choosing a frog and the setup you need. I'm watching these tanks blow up around this map. That was freaking sick, guys. God, dude. Oh, he's all holding my other frog. That was wild. Dude ate a frog and now he's hooked by a Chapo. Just because I had it hanging over the side of the boat. Dude, that's a tank. Another good one on a frog. All right, dude, we got a picture. It's a nice one. Probably right at 4, just under. Not bad. Dude, that blow up was sick. We're out here on Lake Guntersville. Had a great morning throwing some frogs. We're taking a little break in the shade right now. It's a hot, sunny day, but I want to share some info and knowledge that I have just with throwing frogs over the years. Absolutely love throwing a frog. I think it's one of the most fun ways to fish if you're bass fishing. And yes, this is a Berkley Swamp Lord. Yes, it has a lot of teeth marks on it, scrapes and bites, because this thing does get bit. But yes, also I have been sponsored by Berkley, but I have been for almost 20 years. And we actually did not have a frog until last year. So I have thrown all kinds of frogs, all the different brands out there, and I have really come to love our Swamp Lord. Of course, this thing won a professional tournament right off the bat. As soon as it was let out of the gate last year, Jordan Lee, he won Heavy Hitters Major League Fishing down in Florida on this bait. And that's when it really blew up. It was perfect timing. The bait was just coming out and it wins a professional event. That's like the secret key to success if you're a bait tackle company trying to come out with something. So, but it won for a reason. It's a great frog. So we're gonna break it down real quick. Right now, you know, you have 2 different options in a Swamp Lord. There's more coming, let's say that. But right now you only have 2. I can't share any more of the details, but there is more coming to this lineup. So right now you have a Poppin frog, and you just have your regular, you know, pointy nose frog, whatever you want to call it, just a standard style frog. A lot of questions I get asked: when do you throw Poppin? When do you throw the standard? If I'm bringing my bait through any kind of cover, like we are here at Lake Guntersville, bringing it through a lot of grass, a lot of mats, all that kind of stuff, that's when I typically go for this frog. Just because there's nothing for the head to really get hung up on. Obviously, with this being just a wider nose, all that, it's gonna catch on more stuff, more grass, everything that's in the water. So if I'm fishing around cover, I'm picking this frog. If I'm fishing more open water, skipping under docks, under bushes, anything like that, walking it on the edge of some lily pads, I'm gonna throw the Poppin frog. As far as frog setups go, well, let's talk about one other thing real quick. Let's talk about colors, because I feel like, you know, colors are definitely important on frogs, and it's almost like anything else. You know, there's so many options out there to really hook the angler more than the fish, and so I keep it very simple. This is probably my favorite color. It's a bluegill color, MF bluegill. Just a really nice bluegill imitating color. Next one is gonna be black. Just a black frog, whatever brand you're throwing, black. So you want some kind of bluegill, some kind of black. I do like a green pumpkin. This is, you know, that next to black. It almost looks black if I just showed it to you by itself, but really when you put it up next to a black one, there's definitely a difference there. And the green pumpkin is another great color. And last but not least, we already showed you some kind of bone white frog. If you have those 4 colors, a bluegill, a black, a green pumpkin, and a white, and if you're to take one away, take the green pumpkin away, really 3 color frogs, you're gonna be set up and ready to go fishing anywhere in the country. Doesn't matter if it's California, New York, Florida, right here on Lake Guntersville. Season's over before I really... Gosh, dude. Now, as far as rods and reels go, today, because we're fishing out here on Guntersville, we're fishing mats, I've got this frog on my heaviest setup. So this is gonna be 50-pound braid. This is like a, what do you call it, a 5-strand braid. It's a little bit rougher. It's X5 from Berkley, so like a, you know, I don't know, whatever other brand, any braid you've ever felt out there, If it's smoother, it's not really what I like. I kind of like this rougher braid. I feel like it cuts through the grass a little better. So 50 pound of whatever rougher braid you want to choose. And then if I'm fishing in mats, like we're talking about today, I'm gonna throw this on a 7-11 extra heavy rod. So seems really big, but I am telling you, I can get this bait really far away from the boat, which is critical when you're frog fishing a lot of times. And I'm gonna be able to get the best hook set possible in those fish having this much power in a rod. So if I'm fishing heavy mats, I'm gonna throw the 7-11. If I'm fishing a little bit more sparse grass, maybe not worried about casting distance as much, it's gonna be a 7-6. And then if I'm skipping around, you know, in shade, under banks, docks, bushes, trees, anything like that, I'm probably actually gonna go down to a 7-3 or maybe even sometimes a 7 foot. So there's not one frog rod that's gonna cover you for all the bases, right? Like, you need one rod for a frog that's gonna be great for mat fishing and heavier cover fishing, but you need another rod that's gonna be better for more of your open water fishing with a frog. Because the 7-11, if I was trying to skip under docks and everything, it's not the rod for that. As far as the reel goes, I love a fast reel. Revo Rocket, to my knowledge, it's the fastest reel out there on the market. I think it's picking up 45 inches per turn of the reel handle, which is crazy to think. That's almost 4 feet. Like, that's insane. So I can get my bait back to the boat really quick. I can cast it very far. I can pick up the slack really quick when I get bit. And all of that stuff matters to me. I know I've heard the argument that, hey, it's a 10-1. It doesn't have a lot of power. It's just fast. And you're not going to be able to winch them out of the grass. My argument to this day, always for that, is the rod is my power. The reel is just picking up slack. So that's all I'm trying to do, is gain momentum with the fish on a powerful rod and pick up the slack with the reel. One important thing you want to do out of the package with any frog you throw is look at the hooks. So I want to make sure that these hooks, like right now, I actually need to bend them out even a little further. And that might have been why we missed a couple fish today. Maybe we can play those clips so you guys can see it. But I thought I bent these out far enough and not quite. So if you see that, it's super weedless right now. It's gonna come through everything great, but I don't want a frog to be like, I don't want it to be so weedless that it's not gonna be able to hook fish for me. So first thing I normally do when I get one out of the pack, and I did this to this earlier, and I think just catching a few and getting the pliers out to get the hook out of the fish, they've bent back. But what I'm gonna do is actually grab the hook and bend it up. What I'm trying to do is get those hook points just like that, where when I slide my fingers down the side of the frog, they're grabbing right there. So that's perfect. The frog's I'm not collapsing it at all, and my fingers are still just barely catching the hooks. So now, when the fish actually collapses on the bait, you're gonna have even more exposed hook, just a bigger bite, bigger gap there, that's gonna allow you to catch more of those frog fish that blow up on it. So that might have been the reason. I didn't check that, but I did miss a couple fish later in the day after I caught a few, and that might be the reason right there, even though we did it first thing in the morning. I just taught myself something. You gotta keeping an eye on that throughout. So there's another brand new frog. So before I throw that thing 100%, you can see what we were talking about here. If I slide my fingers down, they're not catching anywhere, right? Like barely catching, right there, barely. That's not enough. So take them, bend them out just enough that when you slide your fingers down the side of the frog, you're hooking your fingers a little bit, and that's gonna definitely help you put more of those fish in the boat to bite. So without a doubt, one of the most fun ways to fish, hands down, Berkeley Swamp Lord, my favorite color, MF Bluegill right there. You can get them on Tackle Warehouse. We'll drop a link in the description below. But such an amazing frog. You can tell by the teeth marks, and you can tell by the clips in this video, this thing gets bit. I appreciate you guys watching again. Thank you very much. We're gonna get back after it. Just had a nice little lunch and try and catch some more frog fish. So we will see you guys next time. Thanks again, have a good one.
Oh, that's a good one, dude. That was so sick.
Tell me the cameras are running. We've been watching these tanks blow up around this map. Finally got, hey, come here. Look at that. You know what that is. That's a Bobby Lane Berkeley Swamp Lord right there. That was freaking sick, guys. He's long and skinny, but he's over 4 for sure. 4.5, 4 3/4.